Hello besties, welcome back to my channel. For today's Bookmas video, I wanted to talk about all of the upcoming 2026 books that are on my radar for this year. Also, sorry if you can hear my cat's little jingly toys. She decided now to play with her big toy box, so apologies about that. But anyways, I have a lot of books on my list that I'm excited for the upcoming year. As I started compiling this list, I was like, wow, there are a lot of sequels coming out in this upcoming year, as well as some fresh new books that I've seen the covers for and like have seen a few people review them already that I'm excited and intrigued to read. But let's just dive right in. This is going to be kind of a long, chatty video, so definitely grab a snack, grab a beverage, get comfortable. Also, I would just like to say these are books that I'm intrigued to read, so this is not everything coming out in 2026, duh. But if you have books that you're excited for, definitely let me know in the comments below if I didn't mention them, because I am always trying to grow my TBR. Anyways, okay, enough yapping, let's dive right in. Okay guys, I've pulled up my laptop because I've compiled all of these books and their synopsis and the publishing dates, and I also wanted to share some of the reviews or initial summaries of these books with you so we can chat about them. The first book here that I have listed is Graceless Heart, and this author published a duology, a historical duology that was set in Egypt and had a lot of magical realism elements to it. And the first one was called What the River Knows. I didn't read the second one, but the writing style from this author intrigues me. It was very interesting, and this book in particular, one, I think the cover is really pretty, but then two, the general setting for this book really intrigued me. So it says this is a lush, atmospheric, and achingly magical standalone adult fantasy romance set in Renaissance Italy. That sounds so exciting to me. Also, I love that it's a standalone. A lot of the times I'm not in the mood to read a 10-book series. So the fact that this is a standalone and it's an adult romance, like adult fantasy romance book, intrigues me. So really interested to read this one. It also comes out at the beginning of the year, so I might pick it up. I might wait a little bit, but regardless, I am excited. The next book that I have is The Future Saints, and this one comes out January 20th. Now this is published by one of my all-time favorite authors, Ashley Winstead. I have a love-hate relationship with her. Some books I absolutely love and I give 5 stars, and then her other books I give 2 to 3 stars. So I don't know where this one will fall. I have seen early reviews for this one and they've been nothing but positive, especially from trusted reviewers that I follow who, when they didn't like a book, I also didn't like one of her books. So we're in alignment in our taste of Ashley Winstead, and people have really raved about this one. And the initial blurb for this says is that it's perfect for fans of Daisy Jones and the Six, and in 5 years, a beautiful, powerful, and transportive new novel about a music executive desperately trying to bring a rock band back from the brink. And this is from Ashley Winstead, and that it's a love story, but one that we're not expecting. So I'm intrigued. It seems like this is a different kind of genre take from what Ashley has previously published, because she's done a lot of romance and mystery thrillers. Like, she usually switches genres every year. So I am intrigued because it kind of sounds a little bit more like a literary fiction rather than just straight up romance. Alrighty, moving along, the next book that I have on my new releases is My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney, and this one comes out January 20th as well. Alice Feeney is an author that I'm like okay about. I haven't loved any of her books, but I have seen a few early reviews for this one as well, and a lot of people have raved about this one. Again, reviewers that I follow who we have similar taste have really enjoyed this one and recommend it, so that's why it's on my radar of potentially picking up. Now, in general, I haven't been into mystery thriller books recently, but I could see myself in winter wanting to pick one up. I don't know, something about winter season, I just want to pick up a mystery thriller book. But the little blurb for this one is that it's a psychological masterpiece that will leave you questioning everything you know about love, identity, and revenge. One husband, one house, 2 women, someone is lying. So I don't know, I'm curious. I don't like have that strong of feelings with Alice Feeney books. I just haven't loved any, and I want to so badly because I do really enjoy the pacing of her books and the writing of her previous novels. Okay, the next book on my list is another mystery thriller book, which I know, shocking for someone who didn't read that many this year. I have a few on my list that I am curious about, and this one is called It's Not Her. This one is coming out February 3rd, and this little blurb is 2 families vacationing at a secluded lake resort are at the center of a chilling crime and mysterious disappearance in this twisty, unput-it-downable thriller. Now I have read one book from this author and I loved it. It was called Local Woman Missing, and that is a thriller I recommend to a lot of friends, especially those who are getting into reading again and into like the mystery thriller genre. So I'm really intrigued for this one because I have enjoyed previous works from this author. The next book that I have on my new release radar is called Half City, and this one comes out February 17th. I know truly nothing about this book other than I believe it's set at an academy and it's a fantasy book. So I love books that are set at like a college or an academy or any elements like that. I don't know why, but I think it's just fun. Like Fourth Wing, I love that they're at a war college. The setting and the classroom vibes and just like the magical elements of it, I think makes it a lot more fun. So this one just says, welcome to Harker Academy for deviant defense. Keep your dagger sharp and your wits even sharper. The next book that I have on my list is And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. This is the next book in the universe from First Time Caller, and I believe we're going to follow the other characters, the side characters that we saw in First Time Caller. So this one says, two competing meteorologists are forced to find common ground, and this opposites attract. When Harry Met Sally inspired romance, from B.K. Borison. I love When Harry Met Sally, so I do have high hopes for this one. First Time Caller was fine. I didn't love it as much as everyone else loved it, but I love this cover. I think it's so cute. The next book on my list is Starside by Alex Astor. This is her adult fantasy romance debut. She has a YA fantasy romance book and she's done just normal romance. So this is her first adult fantasy romance book. This one comes out March 31st. I'm gonna be honest, the plot of this does sound very similar to her YA fantasy that she currently is writing in that universe. So I'm a little skeptical of this. I will say this author, this girl, Alex, she is good at marketing because she has so many unique covers and special editions for this book that I am intrigued to pick it up because I think they're all really pretty, simply because of that. So anyways, this one says this is her first adult romantasy where swords wield magic and power is not inherited but claimed. So there's going to be, I think, a trials elements to this or games of some sorts, which is why people online are kind of being like, this sounds a lot like her young adult fantasy that she is currently publishing. So I don't know, we'll see. She's pumping out books left and right. I'm honestly amazed that she's starting a whole new series, it seems like. Okay, the next one is one of my more highly anticipated books for this upcoming year, and that is The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. This is the next book in the universe for Say You'll Remember Me. I read Say You'll Remember Me earlier this year, and it was fine. I didn't love it. I think I gave it 3 stars, which is the lowest rated book I've given an Abby Jimenez book so far. There was too many modern day references that I feel like will date that book pretty quickly, and I just didn't connect with these characters as much. I did listen to the audiobook and I did enjoy the audiobook. She had dual narrators for the male and female point of views. So I did enjoy that aspect. I just didn't love the story or the chemistry between the characters. The blurb for this one says that this is a novel that revels in laughter, friendship, and messy choices life can throw our way. In everyone's life, there's a split-second decision that can change everything. I already love the concept of this story more than Say You'll Remember Me. I also love this cover way more than Say You'll Remember Me. I didn't like the color palette for Say You'll Remember Me, but for this one, I love it. I love the title. I love the fireworks in this cover. So cute. I'm bummed that this is coming out in hardback, so don't love that. So I will be waiting a year for the paperback version, but I'm intrigued. I think the plot of this one sounds more interesting. The next book on my radar is Happy Ending. This book is simply on my radar because I think the cover is cute. It's a fun, bright yellow cover, and it just screams a summer romance book to me. So this one says, clever and heartwarming rom-com that is perfect for fans of Christina Lauren and Annabelle Monaghan about 2 best friends who must fake a relationship for their exes. So it sounds like we're gonna have a fake dating trope in this, which I love, and this one comes out April 14th. Pretty excited for this one. I haven't read from this author, but the cover is really cute. It's kind of giving Emily Henry vibes a little bit, so curious on what I will think of it, and it seems like a good summer spring romance to have in my like TBR lineup. The next book is a sequel, and that is The Ballad of Falling Dragons. This comes out April 26th. I have not even read When the Moon Hatched, but I know a lot of people are anticipating this one, so I figured I would just put it out here as like, FYI, this one's coming out this year, guys. I'm hoping to read maybe When the Moon Hatched at the beginning of 2026 so that I can get caught up and read this one, but I'm a little tentative just because I feel like a lot of romantasy that has been published this year, and the sequels that have come out have not been that great, or the quality of writing hasn't been that good. So it's on my radar. I don't know if I'll get to it, but yeah, so we'll see. Another sequel coming out. Speaking of sequels, the next one that I have on my list is Furybound, and this one comes out May 5th. I am very excited. This is another highly anticipated read for me for this year. I hope this one lives up to Direbound, because Direbound was so fun. Was it groundbreaking? No. But the plot and the chemistry and the dynamics and the pacing was perfect, and I really enjoyed it. I picked up Direbound honestly on a whim, and I just fell in love. So the sequel comes out this coming year. I'm pretty excited. I also love the cover of this. I think they will look good on the shelves together. Hey, another highly anticipated book for me is Our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune. This one comes out May 5th. I am so excited for this, you guys. One, as you guys know, I love Carly Fortune's covers. They are absolute arts of work, and this one's actually, I feel like, her moodiest cover yet. So I am really curious to see where the story takes us, if it's going to be a bit darker, if it's going to be a bit more emotional. The little synopsis for this one says, best friends have 1 week in paradise to fix their relationship or fall apart in the heart-stopping, utterly romantic new novel from Carly Fortune. I am very excited for this one. I loved One Golden Summer. It gave me hopes that her next books will be just as good. I will be picking this up regardless, because again, I love Carly Fortune's books. I think they're beautiful on the bookshelf together. Next book is another sequel to a very popular book from this year, and that is Broken Dove. This is the sequel to Silver Elite. I didn't read the first book yet. I am planning on reading the first one for a reading vlog, so expect that soon. But the sequel comes out May 12th. So again, May is going to be a big month for sequels, and just a big month in publishing, it seems like. Okay, another book that is on my radar, which is kind of fun and different. It's from Veronica Roth, the author of the Divergent series. I do know she has an adult fantasy series that I've been wanting to pick up, but she has, I think, a standalone or a new series coming out called Seek the Traitor's Son. This is expected to come out May 12th. The little blurb for this book says it's a new epic romantic dystopian fantasy from Veronica Roth. The fact that it has dystopian in the little blurb, sign me up. I love a dystopian trope. I love that dystopian novels are coming back. I think it's really fun. Also, maybe that's a sign of the times. I don't know, but regardless, I'm excited. I have seen a few people actually already review this one, and they really recommended it, especially for those who enjoy Divergent. They very much recommended this one. So I'm excited. I'm curious. I haven't read a Veronica Roth novel in a minute. So, all right, guys, the next book that I have is another sequel, and that is Light Wielder. This one comes out June 9th, and this is a sequel to Metal Slinger, which I have not read that one either, but I will be reading it for an upcoming vlog as well. I believe it ends on a crazy cliffhanger, so I know a lot of people are anticipating the release of this one. The next book that I have listed here is just like a book that maybe I'll get to it. I have no idea, but Red God by Pierce Brown comes out July 1st. I know a lot of people love the Red Rising saga. It's on my to-do list to read those books on my TBR. Don't know why I said to-do list, but it's on my TBR, guys, to read it. I do really want to, I think, prioritize reading them either at the end of December or the beginning of January. They're sci-fi fantasy books, so I don't really know much, transparently, other than there's like a trilogy and then another set after it. But basically book 7 comes out next year. It would be impressive if I could get through the whole saga and be ready for this release, but we'll see, who knows. And then the last book that I have on my list is actually a book that's coming out in fall of next year, but I am so excited, and that is The Knave and the Moon by Rachel Gillig, aka the second book in this duology from The Night and the Moth. This one comes out September 1st. One of my most highly anticipated reads. I loved The Night and the Moth, and I cannot wait for this book to come out. She better not hurt the gargoyle character, or else I will riot. Those are the books that are on my radar for this upcoming year. I'm sure more will get announced as we move throughout December and January. Also, some of these release dates might change because I've already had to make edits to some of them because they've been pushed back a little bit, so who knows. Also, what's on my radar that doesn't have a release date, but I'm really hoping that it comes out next year, is Burn of the Everflame, aka the final book in the Spark of the Everflame saga. There's no release date. I know Penn is working on it, and she keeps emphasizing that she's trying to make it perfect, so I would rather her take her time than rush it, because it is going to conclude this whole saga. But I can't wait. I will be eating that book up when it comes out. And then shockingly, There's no Emily Henry, guys. There's no new Emily Henry on our radars, which is like crazy because I feel like the past 5 years we've had a new Emily Henry book. But she is coming out with the People We Meet on Vacation movie. So there's still content coming out from her, but no new book, which is a bit sad. So we'll see what romance rise to the top next year now that she's not going to have a new release. So that will be interesting to see. So that's going to conclude today's video. If you guys are excited about any of these new releases, let me know in the comments below. If there's any book that I missed that you think should be on my radar, definitely let me know in the comments below. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next time I post, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye, guys.